What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. This is Raw Calisthenics episode 6, and today I was hitting back and core. If you guys want to follow along to the workout, all you need is a pull-up bar for it, and I can leave a list of the workout in the description below. But for today's video, I wanted to try something a little bit different because I feel like my last few raw calisthenic videos haven't really been raw, and I want to stick to the raw theme more. So with that being said, I'm not going to be showing any cuts. There's not going to be sections with only music. I'm going to be showing every single set and rep that I did today. And in addition to that, as a lot of you guys know, I also make self-improvement content. And I wanted to take this as an opportunity to try and blend both into the same video. So sticking to the raw theme, I wanted to talk about raw concepts and to try to help you guys out. Because right now I'm trying to figure out what my creative niche is, and I'm not going to find out just out of thin air. It's not going to come to me as intuition. It's going to come through experimentation and practice and trying new things. And ironically, that's what I want to talk about in today's video. So yeah, it's like I feel like most people don't know who they are because they're unwilling to try new things and put themselves in uncomfortable situations. And it's a shame because I feel like people live in such a passive way where they just allow life to happen to them without really putting themselves out there with fear of being judged or whatever else it might be, fear of failing, which holds them back from really figuring out and identifying who they are and what they like doing on this planet and what kind of impact they want to have on the world and the people around them. Because right now, I've made a promise to myself to post 2 YouTube videos every single week, and I started that 2 or 3 weeks before the new year because it took me 28 years to figure this out. But you're not going to make progress unless you have a process, and the only way to guarantee that you're going to make progress is by being consistent. And I feel like that word's thrown out so much nowadays that people forget what it actually means, and it's not about just being consistent for like a certain stretch. It's your entire life, and it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. You need to instill consistent habits and systems into your routine that are just more micro to ensure that you have a process that you follow and that you hold yourself to a standard. Because all the micro things that you do on a day-by-day basis, like when you wake up and how you go about doing your morning routine, setting the foundation for your day every single day allows you to carry that over into whatever skill that you want to get better at or anything that you're trying to accomplish in your life. It's important to identify that because most people will set open-ended goals and say that they want to accomplish X, Y, or Z, but they fail to create a process within what it's going to take to reach that goal, but then also creating a process within their life, because you can always fall back on whatever habits that you have instilled into your whole routine that will always bring you back to a baseline of having yourself collected and just knowing that you're in the right headspace to be able to attack the day. And, going back to people not really knowing who they are, it's just a shame because we're getting older every single day, and I've already made a video on why you should take advantage of your youth. So I don't want to regurgitate too many of those concepts in there, but I just think, most people, if you ever have a feeling that you want to do something, but you don't act on it because you have fear of a certain outcome, that is just so foolish. And the older I get, the more urgency that I have to live a life of purpose and of meaning, trying to help other people, trying to max out my character, my person who is me, whether that's me trying to do all of these skills that you see on the screen right here, doing a back lever right here, whether that's me trying to gain more and more knowledge so I can apply it to my life and help other people out, whether it's me making these YouTube videos, trying to find purpose and find a passion to where I can express myself in the most optimal way possible, trying to build my social skills, trying to do all of these things because I'm aware that time is super limited and our existence is special, and to just sit around on your phone and watch other people live their lives, and to not invest anything into yourself and just act like we're going to live forever when everything is so limited and it's just always fleeting, is so foolish. And it's like I've always had these thoughts, but it hasn't been until recently to where I've actually acted on it and made a promise to myself, like I said earlier, that I'm making 2 videos every week no matter what happens, but also instilling other habits into my routine that guarantee that I will make failure impossible with more and more reps, and the more focused that I am and the more that I sacrifice. Because I've been making YouTube videos on and off since I was in middle school, and I haven't ever been like in the mindset of wanting to fully pursue it until maybe a couple of years ago. But I've already identified that working a 9-to-5 is not down my alley. I don't have skill sets or characteristics that align with the 9-to-5 lifestyle and any specific field. And that's why I feel that much more urgency to create a life that I want to live, because time really is running out, and I just don't want to be 35 years old in the same situation, because over the last couple of years I've found myself not really making measurable progress because of my unwillingness to commit to one thing and to really stick to a system and a process. So I can finally start to feel myself grow, even though I haven't seen the results that I want, and I've even had thoughts like, damn, like maybe this whole YouTube thing, maybe me being a coach isn't really in the cards for me. But then I need to have a reality check, like, bro, I've been doing this for a month and a half, and I can't expect to just have a few 100,000 views just like out of thin air. It's not going to happen like that. And the more you do something, the better you get inevitably. And even if you don't feel it on a micro level, when you look back in a few months' time, then you're going to see that you do make progress. It just might not be at the rate that you want it to. But that applies to doing calisthenics, like as you see right here. Because if you told me a year and a half ago that I could do a back lever, I can do handstand push-ups, I'll sit to handstand with near perfect form, I would just simply not really believe it. Or if I saw it, I would just not really believe it. And I think that's what's helped me cultivate this mindset, because by doing calisthenics, it teaches you that you can do things and it surpasses what you thought that you could do beforehand, and you exceed your previous limitations that you had set for yourself. So I think it's a very healthy thing to do, and that's why I'm very passionate about making content around calisthenics. And it's very important to realize that we're all unique individuals that have the potential. Even if you don't believe that you have potential or have abilities to do anything outside of yourself, we all do. We're all human, and we are built within our genetic code to do great things. We were hunter-gatherers for a few 100,000 years, where we always had to be alert, where we were always looking for the next meal, and we were in a state of survival at all times. And that's still within us today. Even if you're on TikTok scrolling all day, you still have that within you, even though it might be hard to channel. But the moment that you realize that life is fleeting, time is fleeting, and we're not going to be here forever, is the moment when you fully process it, though, not just when you have the thought, but when you fully process that everything is fleeting and that we're not going to be here forever. I just can't even stomach the thought of having a passive life where I'm just not focused and I'm not trying to make something of myself, because I'm already at an age where I feel like if I don't act on it right now, it's all just going to go to waste, and I don't want to allow that to happen to me. And that's why I'm that much more passionate within my videos to express this ideology and this mindset to other people, to help them out and see the world a bit more clearly, and have their goals just stand out that much more, to where they're that much more compelled to act on what they want to do in life. Because no one knows what they can be unless they really put in the reps and try and see what they're really capable of. Because you can really transform everything about yourself, but it's just like I said, it's all about repetition, consistency, and just not giving up. And it doesn't matter what is in your way, but you need to want it bad enough to where you are willing to surpass anything that's in your way and just go right through it. Because if you don't have that unbreakable mindset, then you're not going to be able to be consistent and eventually reach that goal, whatever it might be. But, I think understanding how short life is, like how I've said throughout the video, and, trying to really cultivate that, and then understanding just how special our existence is and how it's so important to try to capitalize on who you are as a person. If you don't have any deformities, if you're in the right mind, and if you're in a situation to where you have the ability to pursue what you want in life, it's like, why would you waste the opportunity and just waste your time doing anything else that's not gonna actualize anything in your life, and you're just doing the same thing within the same cycle. And then the next thing you know, you're going to be at an age to where it's not even possible to pursue what you wanted to, or if it's still possible, it's not going to be possible at the rate that you wanted to. Every single one of us has a void that we're trying to fill, and most people try to fill it in the wrong way, with women, drugs, social media, video games, anything that allows for instant gratification. But if you replace that with something that's more long-term and sustainable, which involves improving yourself on a day-by-day basis and living in alignment with your goals and how you want to live your life and who you want to become, then everything will change for you. That's what it takes to make progress.